You know, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was good.
After defeating Canelo Alvarez and securing the biggest fight and payday of his career, most fighters would likely spend the next year celebrating, buying luxury yachts and mansions, and enjoying a well-earned break. Terence Crawford, however, is far from typical. At 38, an age when many boxers consider retirement or easy money, he's already setting his sights on another challenge. His latest target has surprised the boxing world. Rather than chasing another high-profile celebrity matchup for a payday, Crawford is aiming for a serious contender in the 160-pound division, someone many believe may even rival Canelo in skill. The story started with what was called a slip-up, an incident that few in the boxing community truly believed was accidental.
Terence Crawford, if you don't know, at the WBO convention out there at Bogota, Colombia.
I'm here in Bogota, Colombia, celebrating the WBO's 38-year convention.
You know what? Put a pin in that. The WBO convention. Who's the middleweight WBO champion? Janibek. Let me just stop you guys from even thinking about it. Janibek is the unified WBO and IBF champion. Now, Terence Crawford is at the damn convention.
A few weeks after his victory over Canelo, Terence Crawford was in Bogota, Colombia, attending the 2025 WBO meeting. Like any celebrity, he captured the moment on his Instagram story. As he panned his camera across a large digital screen displaying images of WBO champions in action, the first photo that appeared was his own, highlighting his status as the undefeated super middleweight champion. The screen then quickly flashed to another fighter, Canelo, the WBO and IBF welterweight champion, but Crawford immediately turned the camera away, as if revealing something that wasn't meant to be seen.
Done slipped up bull jiving and leaked some shit. Bull jiving. Listen, I was born at night, not last night. For Terence Crawford, for you to film that by accident, just trying to show your face, and then Janibek show you trying to turn quick, brother, you blew it. Link.
The change on the screen happened so fast it almost seemed comical, making the clip feel unusual. The internet erupted immediately. Fans and boxing analysts all noticed the same thing. Had Crawford just accidentally revealed his next move? It didn't seem like a simple mistake. The moment was too specific, too deliberate, and too polished. If the initial leak was accidental, the main reveal came only hours later. A new video appeared, clearly planned. It showed Crawford with his hand raised, staring directly into the camera, no longer joking around. As he focused on the lens, a voice beside him said, "Hey, Janibek, we're looking for you. December 6th, what's the plan?" Crawford leaned closer, eyes locked on the camera, and spoke the words that confirmed what many had already suspected.
We're here, next. Looking for you. Looking for December 6th, how you gonna do it?
I got my eyes on you, Janibek. Good luck.
It was a direct message to the public, and in today's world of instant reactions, the target responded immediately. Janibek, like many, kept his words minimal, letting the visuals speak for themselves. He shared the clip on social media with the chilling caption, "No problem." He posted it again shortly after. Following Crawford's direct call-out video, an image appeared with a simple reply, "Thank you, bro." The fight was no longer just speculation. The spark had been lit.
Terence Crawford accidentally leaked him versus Janibek. Now, we all know that Janibek has a fight coming up, I think in December against Lara. That's a hard fight. And that is going to be for unification because Lara is the WBA champion. So you got the WBO title, IBF title, and the WBA title all on the damn line. I'm pretty sure Terence Crawford, with this leak, is looking forward to fighting the winner. And I think the WBO is leaning towards Janibek because that's their champion. It all makes sense to me. I think I got Lara winning that fight. But if he doesn't, I get it. Janibek, he's a tough cookie, undefeated, right? The Southpaw. I think they both Southpaws. Well, listen, correct me if I'm wrong. But Terence Crawford in line to fight them. You know he fights once a year, all right? So he's going to let them hash it out in December, and he's going to go ahead and fight 2026. It's leaked. It's leaked.
So who is the fighter that the pound-for-pound king has his sights on now? For casual fans, Janibek might not be a familiar name. He's not a pay-per-view superstar and doesn't have the same fame as Canelo or Spence. Known in the ring as Kazakh style, Bek is one of the most elusive and avoided fighters in boxing. But for true enthusiasts of the sport, his reputation speaks volumes.
Boxing Doctor News, hold up, boxing fans. The middleweight division just got spicy. Janibek Alimkhanuly, the IBF and WBO champ, is calling out Terence Crawford. Yeah, you heard that right. Crawford's fresh off his win against Canelo, but Janibek's not impressed. He's ready to rumble if Crawford drops to 160. But here's the tea. Experts are saying this might be Crawford's toughest fight yet. Janibek's young, he's hungry, and he hits like a truck. Crawford's got options, but they're all risky.
He's a fearsome Kazakh southpaw with an undefeated record. 17 wins, no losses, and 12 devastating knockouts. He holds the middleweight titles in both the WBO and IBF. Bek doesn't just win fights, he dominates his opponents. Among boxing fans and experts on Reddit, there's one word they often use to describe him: menace.
Love me some Crawford, man. Y'all already know what time it is. But hey, I gotta call a spade a damn spade. Janibek ain't nothing to mess with. He cold. Yeah, southpaw, you don't know much about him. That's fine. You ain't gotta know much about him. But I'm here to tell you. Speed, power, size, your IQ, defense, offense. Dude is cold, man. Footwork, angles, shoot, power in both hands. He a killer. That's what he is. He a damn killer, man, you know? So, I mean, look, if Crawford can go down and face that dude, bro, man, whoo, Crawford's legacy. Now, it might not be no marquee name and a name that the whole world will know, but everybody will be tuning in just to see Terence Crawford's greatness because he's a mega star now. He's the star now, right?
Don't get the wrong idea. Janibek isn't intimidated. He's an undefeated fighter, confident in his abilities. In fact, he even hinted that Crawford would have to wait his turn. He plans to collect all 4 middleweight belts first and then focus on Crawford at his own pace. This isn't about chasing a payday or going for an easy fight. Many were puzzled. Why would Crawford target such a dangerous, lesser-known fighter? Now the strategy becomes clear. This is chess in action. Crawford's real goal is revealed when you look at the date he mentioned, December 6th. On that night, Janibek Alimkhanuly will face Ari Londola, the WBA middleweight champion, in a major crossover fight. The stakes are huge. 3 of the 4 primary middleweight titles, WBO, IBF, and WBA, will be on the line, making this matchup pivotal in the division.
Bud Crawford is going for 4-time undisputed. That is diabolical. That is unheard. 3-time undisputed is ridiculous, okay, for the men. But 4-time undisputed is just damn unheard of. The closest thing to that, and I'm talking about 4-time undisputed in 4 different weight classes. The closest thing to that would have to be, I would think, Manny Pacquiao being lineal champion in 5 divisions. And lineal and undisputed is kind of the same thing. I mean, as far as undisputed is collected, lineal is the man who beat the man who beat the man. Many times, if you're undisputed, you beat the man, right? So, okay, how about this? Terence Crawford beating Canelo Alvarez, he beat the lineal champion who happens to be undisputed. The difference is when you collect all the titles, right? Like he did at 140. When you're collecting the titles, that's a bit different because now you're not just fighting the lineal champion, but you're fighting the top guys. Terence Bud Crawford doing that is honestly more diabolical than even Manny Pacquiao.
Crawford's strategy is now clear. He plans to let Janibek and Ari Londola face off first, then step in to challenge the winner, aiming to claim all 3 belts at once. After that, the only title left would be the WBC belt, held by Carlos Adams. Crawford isn't just chasing another championship, he's aiming for history. His goal is to become the first fighter, male or female, to hold 4 major belts across different weight classes and remain undefeated in each. He wants a legacy that is unblemished, unchangeable, and eternal. If you want, I can now combine all your rewritten sections into a single, dramatic, copyright-safe YouTube script that flows smoothly from start to finish. This will read like a polished, narration-ready story. Do you want me to do that?
160 to go 168, meaning that this guy I think he beats the winner between Lara and Janibek. And the next champion, the WBC champion, is Carlos Adames. And I think the toughest bout for Bud Crawford would be the winner between Lara and Janibek. he fights Carlos Adames, to me, I think that's an easier, no disrespect to Carlos Adames, but I think that's an easier win for.
While Crawford's plan is undeniably clever, it's also borderline audacious. Boxing experts are already weighing in, and no one is taking this as a guaranteed victory.
Do you see any of those guys, maybe particularly Janibek, because he had 3 belts, do you see him as a real threat to Terence Crawford?
Janibek is a tough guy, but he doesn't fight enough. He's not fighting enough. You gotta on those skills. I love how he fights. He's big, he's strong, he's precise. And I think he might be going to 168. So with all of that being said, hey, listen, we got some things on the table that could really pan out to be fantastic fights.
Do you think that Janibek would be Crawford's toughest fighter? Like tougher than Canelo, tougher than a few of the other guys?
I believe he honestly could be, and I think that he is big, strong, and poised, and that's going to be a problem.
Fans and analysts are warning the fighter who stunned the world by defeating someone far above his weight class that his next opponent could be even tougher. Experts note that Janibek will be a serious challenge. A natural 160-pounder at the peak of his powers, Beck's sharp, powerful southpaw style can give anyone trouble. This isn't Crawford's victory lap. It could be the riskiest move of his career. A true, no-excuses fight against a fighter others have long avoided. Why take the risk? Why step into a fight that doesn't promise massive pay-per-view revenue when Crawford already has an undefeated record, the pound-for-pound crown, and a flawless legacy? The answer lies in Crawford's mindset. He's always felt undervalued and disrespected, a sentiment he has openly admitted.
Never really going to give my full respect until afterwards. Yes, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative, like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. We really didn't realize it until now, when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing. And the way that I handled that, people like, oh, man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, so I just think, when you that much better than the competition, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, I do.
Some critics claim that Crawford's previous opponents weren't top tier, and those whispers didn't stop even after he defeated Canelo. In that fight, Canelo was thoroughly outclassed.
When you look at it, it's still excuses. Like I said before the fight, every one of my biggest fights, I say, I'm going to be prepared for the excuses. When you so great and you so much ahead of your competition, they look at the fighters that you fight and say they nobodies because how much you beat them by, or the level of skills that you oppose against them. So when I fight this guy, it's all he was a nobody. When I fight this guy, all he was washed. When I fight this guy, it's an excuse. So who you want me to fight? I beat this guy, it's an excuse. I beat this guy, he's too young or whatever. So
this next fight is Crawford's ultimate response to all his critics. There's no financial incentive. He's already made his mark, but the statement he's about to make will be undeniable, cementing his legacy so that no one can question his greatness again. By moving up a weight class to face the most feared and avoided fighter at 160 pounds, Crawford is sharpening his skills and preparing for a historic achievement. Could he become the undisputed winner of a fourth major title? His strategy makes it increasingly likely that his record will stand unchallenged. Now, the trap is set.
Trainer, do you feel like he should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win?
You know what? They made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Train camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
You think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge if you want to challenge yourself. Yeah, I don't mind.
Terence Crawford's plan is now out in the open for everyone to witness. His goal is to create a legacy that no one can tarnish. He deliberately stepped into the fire by challenging the Kazakh-style powerhouse, one of the most dangerous southpaws in boxing. He's carefully set the stage for what's to come, but does that mean he's about to walk into a trap?
Last question. If Crawford was to go down there, beat Janibek, beat Carlos Adames, become an unprecedented four-division undisputed champion, where exactly would that put him in history?
Right up there with the very best. Honestly, right up there with the very best.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next episode. Share your thoughts and ideas in the comments. We love hearing from you. See you in the next video, so stay tuned.